Hi, I'm Annette Pasternak, the Stop Skin Picking Coach, and today I'm going to answer your questions. So we've got two questions in today's Q&A. We will start with this one from a viewer. I found that when I first became mindful of my issue, the behaviors began slowing, yet the focus of the behavior is prompting me to think about it more, and the behaviors have become more aggressive. Is this common, and what can I do? Okay, so first of all, I don't know how common this is, but it certainly does happen. So, with any of these things, you're never alone. It's not that common with the clients that I work with. So that's why I'm going to investigate and suspect that some of the things I do with my clients, you're not doing. And so I'll give you a few ideas of what I think those could be. So first of all, when we begin working on something, we're hopeful and excited, and that usually helps, right? The initial attention on this, it's a positive attention, and our behavior may decrease, which is what you were saying right away. Then comes the focus on the behavior. And it is necessary to focus on the behavior, at least in the beginning for this, because we need to become fully aware of what all our patterns are around the behavior. So for example, like, where are we doing this? What time, what situations and activities do we tend to do this in? Get really, really clear on that, and then we can develop strategies to interrupt these behaviors before they start, to change the environment, to change everything, okay? So first comes the focus. Now, the Skin Pick app is a really good app that can help you focus on these situations and these behaviors. But once you implement strategies, it could be like too much focus on the behavior. A lot of my advice here is that you might be experiencing more aggressive resurgence of the behaviors because you're focusing more on the behavior and less on the steps that you're taking that reduce the behavior and decrease your sensitization to it and all that. So if you're doing an app where you're constantly keeping track, even beyond the point where you know all your patterns and all that, you might want to do a simpler log, okay? Where maybe at the end of the day on your calendar or something, you just write down a 0 to 10 number of like, how bad was your picking today? And instead, you keep track of the positive steps that you're taking, okay? Because it's very, very much more encouraging to focus on the positive steps. In fact, I have a whole workbook on this, so that helps you to focus on the positive. There's just, as far as the picking, there's just one space for your 0 to 10 rating, but then there's a lot of like checklists of things that you're doing, and some other journal writing type stuff, short form. So that's another possibility. There's just too much micro-focused. Now, the other thing is whether you're actually using blocking strategies. So these are the strategies like covering the mirror, or covering parts of your skin that you're picking at, or covering your fingertips with Band-Aids or Gorilla Tips or gloves or that kind of thing at the strategic times and places. Because blocking yourself from doing these behaviors by seeing and by touching your skin really should be having the effect of decreasing them and making them less aggressive. Okay, that's just how it works. So I suspect that you're not doing that, and so you really want to put that into play, those kind of blocking strategies. So along this vein of focusing on the picking and on the negative and it increasing its grip because of that, I wonder if you're telling yourself a lot more not to pick, like don't pick, because that kind of attention is an attention that really will make things more aggressive because you're focusing on it more. So a really good example of this, if you want to check out another video, there's one, look up Darren Brown, who has a video. It might be called Don't Open the Box, okay? He puts two kids in a room together with a box, and they're like, I don't know, maybe 5-year-old kids, I can't remember exactly, but And he tells them, like, okay, whatever you do, don't open the box, don't open the box. And so they're sitting there with nothing else to do. And they're both like, we can't open the box. Like, we're not supposed to open the box. And before you know it, guess what happens? They open the box and all those, like, you know, paper snakes and things come out that they cannot put back in the box. So he then comes back in and whatever. So all this to just show, like, we're actually not that different from those 5-year-old kids. Like, if you're telling yourself, don't pick, it's going to become all that you're obsessing about. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. So the next question is, how does a person handle the itching that comes with the sores healing? I just get a sore almost healed and it itches, and before I really know it, I have the scab scratched off and I have to start all over again. Okay, so another good question. I have 3 answers here, or potential answers for you. So first of all, the scabs are itching because of the healing process, okay? As the skin underneath the scar heals, it's like it's growing and it's tugging on the skin around it. And so that gives a sensation, okay? And we experience that sensation as itch, okay? And we want to scratch it, right? So, but it's just a sensation. So it helps to give the nerve endings a different sensation. And so what you can do is just ice it. So either with an ice cube, or you can put the ice inside, you know, wrap it up in a washcloth and just kind of apply it for probably just a couple minutes. Just see how long it takes for the itch to go away. You know, you can experiment with this. So that's one idea. And by the way, that works for picking urges too a lot of times. So somebody I met with recently was telling me she used ice on her face for quite some time. Anytime she'd get an urge, she'd just like ice her face and then it would go away. So you can do this. And I also ice is also good at reducing acne and acne inflammation. So I do have a video on that called Ice Your Face if you want to go check that out. Okay, so I have a couple more ideas. I was doing some research and found that some itching of the skin actually could be due to a deficiency of zinc, which is really important for wound healing. And I mean, really so many chemical reactions in our body, but slower wound healing and itching are associated with zinc deficiency. So I'm going to show you in an upcoming video, possibly next week, what to do if you suspect, or how to determine if you're zinc deficient, and then how to supplement. So stay tuned for that, but just wanted you to know it could be a possibility with your itching. Now the third thing, and I don't like to recommend this because there are so many potential side effects, but some people do find it feels so beneficial to use topical steroids like hydrocortisone cream. So, you know, if you want to go that route, make sure you check with your doctor though. But I do have clients who have found it helps their itchy scabs to put some hydrocortisone cream on. So I wanted to mention that too. Hope you enjoyed this Q&A. Please write any questions that you have anytime in the YouTube comments, or send me an email. You can contact me through my website, stopskinpickingcoach.com. And make sure to like this video and subscribe if you're not already. Thank you.